Alrighty, traders. Hope you like that new intro that we put together. Thanks to Nikki the Sniper. We're doing something a little bit different right now to kind of kick it up a notch. My name is Chris, and welcome back to our daily recap of the NASDAQ 100 futures. And today, in today's session, guys, we're going to take a little bit more of an educational tone because honestly, that's what today demanded. And we're going to be working off the 2-minute time frame, and I'm featuring CYMO Pro and ScalpMO. Okay, you guys who have been with me for a while know exactly why I'm featuring ScalpMO. You loved it. Awesome. Thanks, man. Appreciate the feedback. We're trying to make it more lively here, but what's more important today, guys, than the tools themselves is understanding the environment. Okay. If you guys saw today's market, right after 10:30 a.m., the market went into a tight, choppy cyclic rotation, and I mean tight. Price was swinging back, back and forth, 3 to 4 bar rotations, barely giving you enough room to breathe, let alone a clean entry and exit. And if you really didn't have your settings tuned properly, or if you were trading with some outdated dinosaur, you probably got chopped to pieces, guys. So now, for sessions like this, you need to use tools built for cyclic environments, okay? And here's what I ran today. I went ahead and ran CYMO set to 7, tuned to pick up the short, tight swings in price, and ScalpMO down here set to 16 with the purple line set to 18 to attempt to capture those micro rotations. But listen, what worked for me today might not work for you. If 16 and 18 feels a little too sluggish for this type of action, you might want to dial it down to 12, meaning the purple line at 12, okay? That might give you a little bit more responsiveness to some of those 3 to 4 bar rotations. The point is, understand what type of environment you're in and adjust accordingly. Because if price is only giving you 3 bars in one direction before it flips, think of this. Is the risk reward really worth it for you? Sometimes it's smarter to sit it out. Other times you step in with precision and confidence if you're equipped with the right tools. Today I'll also be showcasing a new tool that I've been working on behind the scenes, and I've been working on this thing for a while. It's a consolidation detection tool down here at the bottom, okay? That's really been a pet project of mine for a while. Capturing a chop is one of the hardest things to code for because you have a variety of different things you need to account for. But this tool is kind of getting close to completion. I'm still kind of working on the final details on it, but it's something I'm just going to go ahead and showcase today for the kicks of showcasing it. Now, if you've been watching the dynamic VWAP today, you had seen that price was pretty much hovering along the green line all day. We're going to see that too. And when VWAP is just moving sideways, that's your cue. Okay, we're in cycle mode, no trend. Stay smart with your trades, guys. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into today's action. And no, you're actually on time. We just got started. Hey, Mike, how are you? It's good to see you back, and good to see you too, Bill. And so we're going to go ahead and run this bad boy at 10 times the speed of the market. We're going to do a few trades to capture this, and then I'm going to do a lot of explaining to you guys today on a few other different things that are good. First day trading in 5 days, and it was brutal. Yeah, it was very brutal today. It was a very difficult environment to trade. So let's see how this played out in today's environment. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bingo. Here we go. Now this is going to kick in right now when this little timer hits 9:30. Yeah, it was a very difficult day trading today. That's exactly why I'm doing this session, to kind of go over what worked and what didn't work in today's environment. So right off the bat, guys, today, let's see what happens right now when the market opens. It'd just be a few more seconds for this timer. I couldn't exactly get it at 9:30. So I had to get it at 9:24 and just kind of let it run a little bit there. Okay, here we go. First bar of the trading day right there. Okay, it's going right back into cycle mode. And so, as you know, I typically don't trade for the first 15 minutes of the day. And we kind of wait to see what price is going to do before we actually take any trades. So right here, you've got momentum rising, cycle falling right here. But momentum is in trend territory up here, okay? And if it's in trend territory, you better believe that when you get the second cyclic rotation, check this out, guys, okay? This is important. I'm going to pause it along the way, okay? You got a couple of things going on right here, okay? You've got CYMO set to 7 to really capture the cyclic swing in price. You've got momentum up here above the threshold. This is telling you that price is pulling up. So if momentum is above the threshold here, you want to begin counting your cycles, okay? So where did cycle number 1 end? It ended right smack daddy right here, okay? And you've got cycle number 1 that actually begins right here, okay? So cycle number 1 begins and ends here, and momentum begins right there, okay? Cycle number 1 goes all the way down here. What do you think is going to happen with cycle number 1 being in this threshold? Is price gonna drop, or is price likely to rise? Okay, so just look at that chart for a second, okay? You're a trader, you're at your desk, you just saw cycle roll down here, and momentum is above the 0 line, way up here, okay? Down here with PureMO, you've got your cyan line above the gray box over here, and you've got the accelerant all the way down here. Mike is saying up, and away. Exactly, okay? If you're looking at this, cycle is only going to, remember the swing in the park, guys. If you get pushed in the swing is going to go up, okay? Swing is going to go up, and then the swing is going to come back down. You know how it goes all the way back, and then it goes, you know, up again? Well, this came all the way back, okay? And the swing is likely going to pull up, okay? If the accelerant is all the way down here, what do you think is the likely outcome of what will happen? Okay? If the accelerant is down here, guys, there's only one possibility of what could potentially happen. This thing is going to fire back up when cycle actually turns up and begins going up right here. Okay? So let's go ahead and see how that plays out. Okay, so if that's the case, then this is a potential buy signal right there, okay? And you're right here with that little tilt right there to the upside. That's the end, okay? You've got takeoff right there to the upside, all right? Now, where does this trade end? Can any of you guys tell me where this trade would end, okay? This trade would end right smack daddy right here, okay? That's it. That is the end of it, okay? The moment that this bad boy crosses below the, you know, that's it right there, okay?
Order filled.
That is your trade, okay? And that is your clip. This thing went from 19,007 to 19,065. That's probably more than 50 points right there, okay? Really nice setup to the upside, and I'll go ahead and put a little arrow right here as to where the trade ended right there. So you would have taken that to the short side. Is that cycle 3? No, this is actually cycle 1 to the upside right here, okay? And the reason it's cycle 1 to the upside, okay? So yeah, you hit the exhaustion point down here. So you're looking at this correctly with the right set of eyes. So whenever it goes up into trend mode, you begin counting your cycles. That is the very start of your cyclic count right there. So you look down, the cycle went up right here, right? This is the end of the cycle. Well, where does it begin? It begins here, okay? So this comes up before, okay? This is cycle number 1, and this is cycle number 2 right here, okay? So this is the commencement of cycle 2. Right smack daddy right here, okay? That's cycle 2 right there, and price is still in trend mode up here. Now, down here, you've got your exhaustion point, but you've got your blue line, which is your cyan line. And remember, guys, the blue line is a perfect replica of what the price is doing up here. That's what you have represented by this cyan line right here. So if the blue line is above the threshold, it has not hit the inflection point, okay, over here, okay? You've got exhaustion right here, absolutely. Price is exhausted. There's only one way that this could go, and that is up, guys, right there, okay? And that was a nice 50, 60 point clip, whatever that was right there, 007 to 065. And it ends the moment the purple line crosses below zero right there. That is the end. There's nothing else right here, guys, at that point in time, okay? Let me check something right here. All right, let me go ahead and continue with this. Hang on just a second right here, guys. Give me just a sec. I think one of my buttons froze right here. And I think my TikTok just kind of froze. So give me a second, guys. It may not be showing you on your side right there. Sal, good to see you, buddy. I'll explain what the bottom indicator is in just a second. But I think I don't know, something just kind of froze here on my TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and continue with this right here. Shit happens sometimes. Oh boy. All right, let's continue with this. All right, guys. I will dive into this bottom indicator in just a second. And I'll get to that once we get to the point where it actually hits consolidation. This tool down here was designed only for tracking areas of consolidation. The whole idea is to try to keep you out of trades that aren't going anywhere. But I'll explain that further in a moment. Right now, we had cycle number 2 and right there, guys, okay? And let me go ahead and put a little arrow right there. Bingo, right there. Now, remember, if you're only scalping the trade, you would have gotten out right here. The end of cycle number 2 probably would have been this bar right here. So you would have got a little bit more juice out of the trade right there. And now you're starting to see a third rotation to potentially a third cycle. There you go, right there to the upside, okay? Right there, okay? Third cycle to the upside. I didn't chase that trade right there, but this could have been the entry to that third cycle. I just got distracted because something froze on my screen and I'm like, uh-oh, my TikTok studio is about to crash. It's probably because I got too much stuff going on here. So I missed it, but that would have been your entry right here, okay? To cycle number 3, right there, when it went up, momentum is up, and the cycle came down right there. So you would have got a second clip out of that move to the upside. This is the first clip. This is the second clip. 2 completely different entry points right here, guys, because you're looking at 2 different setups right here. Here, price went into exhaustion point when it pulled back, and then it just slinkied up, bounced up, and when it came down, that was your exit. Here, prices sort of rotated back up, while the cyan line is still above this this threshold right here, and this would have given you the indication with cycle going up that, hey, you know what, you're going to get a third pop to the upside, and that's exactly what happened there this morning. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with this and see if there's any other trade opportunities that this would have given us today, given the current environment of today's session. All right. Now, keep in mind, guys, if cycle is all the way down here, okay, what's the likelihood of price continuing to fall? Okay, if it comes down here and it's already kissing goodbye with momentum, what is the likelihood right here? Okay, and I want you to look at this, okay, of price continuing down. Remember, what goes down must go where? Okay, exactly, very unlikely, especially when you have CYMO set at a setting of 7. It is highly, highly responsive, guys, okay? So if it's highly unlikely that price is going to continue going down right there, why the heck would I want to take a short trade right here if I know that the move is likely exhausted over here in the same way that it was over here, okay? So if momentum is falling, cycle is all the way exhausted right here, this probably looks like a setup to a long trade. So let's see if that ends up playing out. Okay, and sure enough.
Order filled.
Okay, there you go. There's your entry to the long side. Okay, and that happened because you had the purple line just completely run up right there. You have cycle that just crossed above the 0 line right there, and you've got momentum following right there. Notice one thing, guys. Momentum right here did not fall. Let me just pause it for a second. Momentum did not fall below the threshold right here. Over here, momentum did run up above the threshold, telling you, hey, I'm in trend mode, and this is just going to pull price up, okay? Did momentum fall below the threshold? No, it didn't. It did an about face right there, okay? And this little about face right there, guys, tells you that you are not in a trend, okay? If this had fallen all the way down, okay, then this would have given me more confidence to take the trade to the downside. But this bad boy just curved up. So let's go and see how this trade played out, okay? And again, this is going to end the moment it actually crosses below the 0 line. Right now, it's right at the 0 line, and you had cycle cross right there. So I wouldn't mind taking profits right there for another nice trade to the upside. And here's where we took profits off on that trade, guys. Okay. You had cycle come down right there. Okay, which was a nice, super nice little clip. You had this bad boy right there already, and that's, to me, enough to take that trade to the downside. I'm not going to stick around and wait. I'm just going to grab my profits and run for the hills. Okay? So let's continue with the demo here and see what else is likely to happen. Okay, this bad boy came down right here already, which is a very good sign that price is likely to drop, okay? Right there, okay? You had cycle coming down, this bad boy coming down right there. The moment that they kiss goodbye, that is it, guys. There is nothing else left in the trade, okay? And there you go. They're kissing goodbye right there at the bottom. I wouldn't mind taking profits right there and calling that a day. Why? Because you're already in exhaustion right here, guys. Look at this, okay? So we took the trade to the downside right here, okay? Bad boy's just going down right there. And this one right here came down as well. Let me just put the arrow right there, okay? You took the trade off right here. They kiss goodbye. You're in exhaustion. That's it. Take your money and run for the hills. Right smack right there, okay? And that's the end of that trade. Now, if you're going to take a trade to the upside, whenever the purple line is in exhaustion point right here, guys, you want to make sure that the cyan line at least tilts upward above the green line right here. If this ends up tilting upward, that means that any downward rotation that might be left in the trade is completely over and done with right there, okay? So watch the cyan line right there, and that'll kind of give you a very good clue as to where the rotation might be over, okay? So here you go right here. It's coming up, all right? It's coming up right smack right there. You see that? Okay. It's coming up right there, and this is coming up, and this right here hasn't come up. Okay, so I'd be a little bit more precautious in taking this trade unless I saw that.
Order filled.
Cycle tilt up. You've got the acceleration above 0. This bad boy's going up. That is a trade to go long if you're a scalper. Okay. And you're going to get out of this trade right about, I would say, give or take, yeah, that seems
Order
about right.
filled.
Right there, okay? Where these bad boys cross, and that is it, guys. I'll go ahead and, give me a second, guys, put the markers right here for you, okay? You had cycle go up. Let me just get this other one right here, too. You had this bad boy already above the 0 line. Came back up right there. This came back up, and that was it, guys. That was all you needed to take this trade to the upside. And look at how fast the cycle component got you out of the trade right there, okay? The moment I saw that drop, and the moment I saw these two kiss goodbye right here, that was it, guys. There was nothing else left in that trade, at least for a scalp, okay? At least for a scalp. Now I'll go ahead and let me see. You know what? I need to let this run a little bit because there are some areas here that I need to show you guys concerning the other tool down here at the bottom. My ScalpMO is set to 16 and 18, so the cyan line is set to 16, and the purple line is set to 18. But keep in mind that if you want it to be more responsive, you need to tweak it. You may want to tweak it down and test it from 12 all the way through 18 to make sure that you get the right response out of it. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely going to post this one. I am recording it, so you guys will actually get to see this pretty good. Okay, so reason I'm letting this run now is because this tool down here at the bottom was designed to capture only the chop component in price. When is price actually moving in consolidation? Okay, price is normally moving in consolidation when the white signal is within the two blue bands right here. Okay, so these areas right here, you can tell that price is moving in consolidation. Anytime that price is outside of the blue bands, either on top or below, those are tradable areas. But anytime price is moving inside these blue bands right here, price is set to be in consolidation. So all it does is that it helps you stay out of this chop where there is really nothing to trade, and you normally end up losing money in these markets right here, okay? Now, notice how price just hovers around the green line right here, okay? It's just kind of hovering along this green line. There's really nothing going on. It hit the green line, bounced back, came back up, and it's just kind of hovering along the bottom portion of this green line around, along this area of support. You can call it support, okay? This tool, all it does, it's a visual aid, okay? Just helps you better see where price is actually consolidating, where it's range bound, okay? It's really it's really tricky to program this and make it into a useful indicator. I've been tinkering with it for months in my spare time, and I kind of almost have a prototype that I think is workable and usable. There's probably still a little bit more fine tuning that I need to do to this indicator before releasing it to you guys. And it'll probably be one of those freebies that just goes into your package that you guys could use, okay? So if you notice right here, guys, price is doing nothing but consolidating right here, okay? This is where the bulk of the traders get chopped up in their trading and end up losing money. Whatever gains they made here, they end up giving them back to the market right here, okay? And so the aim of this tool is to help you identify when the market begins going sideways. But you're also going to notice that the VWAP is also kind of cruising sideways, and price is kind of just hovering along this lower support line right here. It's not really doing anything, guys. But when you look down here and you look at this white band, okay, the band is kind of cruising along the blue channel here, and that's telling you that price is in consolidation. Right here, it just broke out of consolidation, and there might be a potential trade if you were looking to take a trade there to the upside, okay? This is how this tool works. Don't get too excited about it because I still have a little bit of work to do on it. before it's before it's released out to you guys. Okay, now let's take a quick detour. Okay, we're going to take a quick detour here because while today was cyclic, the broader market narrative was saying something else. Okay, and I want to show you a chart I posted earlier, and it's from our article that I posted on Discord called the VIX Explained and Backwardation. Okay, and this is really important for you guys to know as traders. Okay, as you guys know, I used to be an institutional trader for a hedge fund and also for Morgan Stanley. So we used to watch this type of stuff all the time. Okay, let me just go ahead and put that there. Look at this chart right here. All right, guys. The market right now, this is the average VIX at 30.89. Okay, the market right now is in backwardation, and if you're unfamiliar with that term, it means that the front month VIX futures are trading higher than the current and back month contracts. Okay, the translation to that in very simple terms is that traders are scared and the big money is bearish. So while today may have looked quiet overall in the market and kind of choppy, don't get comfortable. Volatility is building, and this type of sideways chop can quickly turn into a rip, a dump, or both. And understanding where you're at right here, guys, in the volatility curve helps you better position, not just for today, but for what's next. Okay, and that is really important to know right there, guys. You guys can do a little bit more research on that. And I posted an expanded explanation on our Discord channel to show you guys exactly how to look at something like this, okay? The market's not done selling off, guys. And there's going to be more days ahead when the market is most likely going to get turbulent, all right? And this is really, really important to understand. So if you head over to our Discord, you can find the link you can find the link in my bio and just click on Discord. You can join there and you can read the full write-up that I put out there this morning that really explains this crystal clear and shows you exactly how to interpret the futures term structure of volatility. Okay, this is super important to know as a trader. Okay, now let's be honest about something, guys. Today was probably a red day for a lot of traders, and I'll tell you why. Because the markets like this, guys, are really unforgiving, okay? If you were using tools that aren't built to capture these short-term rotations in price, okay? If you didn't recognize the cycling early enough, or if you were forcing trades because you felt like you had to trade, you probably got chewed up. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be that way, okay, guys? You can try these tools free for 7 days. You get CYMO Pro, this tool right here. You get ScalpMO, this tool right here. You also get PureMO, not shown on the chart. You get the dynamic VWAP. You get use of the private bot in our Discord server right there, which you guys could actually see what the bot predicts on a daily basis. Is it 100% accurate? No, but it's pretty darn accurate on most days. And yes, you also get 2 free one-on-one sessions with me to help you dial in your charts and get you ready for success. And you get all of this, guys, free for 7 days, okay? All you need to do is click the link in my bio and take it for a test drive and see how it fits your style. You can replay past sessions, try different settings, understand your market, and really, really master your edge, because that's at the end of the day what it comes down to, okay? So let me stop here and answer any questions you may have. So I answered the settings question right there, and that tells you when to buy. Yes, it does. So the tool down here doesn't tell you when to buy or sell. This tool here just tells you when you're in consolidation. This is not part of the package. This is purely experimental right now, and I'm still polishing it out, trying to work out a couple of things to really improve it, so when we do launch it, it actually performs the way I intended it to perform, right? These tools here, they do tell you where your entries and exits are, relative to the movement in price, okay? And that's exactly where you see the entries and exits being taken, right there on the chart, okay? How much? It's free. It's absolutely free for 7 days. And this tool right here is absolutely 100% free. It's just included in the PureMo package. So if you're looking for ScalpMO, you need to dig in to the PureMo package because that's included there. And then after 7 days, depending on what you want to keep or use, that'll depend, that'll determine what you end up paying on a monthly basis.